Welcome to Wisdom Planet, wisdom worth spreading. Happy listening! 2 books are being read to you today, and they have a common theme: rich habits. Both books are by the same author, Thomas Corey, a renowned American accountant and certified financial planner who founded an accounting firm that provides financial services to over 1,000 small businesses and individuals. Due to his work involving a large number of wealthy individuals, Corley conducted an interesting study. Over the course of 5 years, he researched the daily habits of 177 wealthy individuals and 128 poor individuals. Although the sample size may not be large, almost all of these 177 individuals were multimillionaires. Corley conducted a detailed investigation and found that there were commonalities among the wealthy individuals, as well as among the poor individuals. However, the habits of these 2 groups, the wealthy and the poor, were completely different. The habits of the wealthy continuously brought them wealth and abundance, while the habits of the poor kept them trapped in a state of scarcity and low energy. So, what kind of person is considered wealthy? Why should we learn from the wealthy? Is having money really that great? Haha, although there are many things in this world that are more important than money, if a person can acquire a large amount of wealth in this world, they must understand certain aspects better than ordinary people, or have more experience and have encountered more obstacles in the pursuit of wealth. Whether you are enthusiastic about making money or becoming a millionaire, these wealthy individuals always possess remarkable and worth learning from simple qualities that can improve your life. After reading this book, you may discover that being wealthy is not just about material wealth, but also about spiritual abundance, a good state of life, and harmonious relationships. Corey mentioned at the beginning of the book that he had an opportunity to write this book when he was providing financial consulting to an entrepreneur. This entrepreneur had strong business capabilities and his company was thriving, but he couldn't achieve a balance between income and expenses. Even when it came time to pay salaries, he faced significant financial pressure. Corey spent several months analyzing the company's expenses, production processes, labor rates, and industry benchmark data, but couldn't find any issues. It wasn't until he discovered that this entrepreneur had terrible lifestyle habits, always spending extravagantly on nightlife. No wonder he faced serious financial pressure. If this entrepreneur continues to maintain these habits, no matter how well his company performs, he won't be able to solve his financial problems, let alone become wealthy. The author has a unique definition of wealthy people. Simply earning a lot of money does not qualify as being wealthy. To be considered wealthy, one must not only accumulate wealth and maintain a balanced income and expenses, but also have a healthy and good quality of life. If all of these cannot be sustained, then one cannot be considered wealthy. Furthermore, in order to better reflect the characteristics of these wealthy individuals, the author specifically chose those who started from scratch and became self-reliant, rather than those who gained wealth through winning the lottery or inheriting fortunes. The theory in the book Rich Habits has been published in over 20 countries and hundreds of media platforms, changing the perception of rich people for a large number of readers worldwide. In the common imagination, rich people are seen as more comfortable and leisurely. However, after reading this book, you will discover that rich people are actually a group of individuals who understand planning and patience better. I will interpret this book Rich Habits in 2 parts. The first part focuses on the word wealthy, what habits make people increasingly wealthy, and what habits make people increasingly impoverished or even depressed. The second part focuses more on the word habits. How can we develop good habits and make our lives and careers better and better? Part 1. In this section, I will analyze the habits of wealthy individuals in detail from 3 aspects: daily life, personality traits, and interpersonal communication. First, what are the differences in daily behavior characteristics between the rich and the poor? The biggest difference is that the rich are more cautious in their words and actions. In the private lives of the wealthy, there are habits of restraint. If you take a look at the daily schedules of world-class billionaires, you will find that their days are often very busy. They have abundant energy and good health. The wealthy generally care about their physical condition and are well aware of how important health is. In the survey conducted in C.Corley, 76% of wealthy individuals spend at least 4 days a week doing aerobic exercises for 20 to 30 minutes, such as running, jogging, walking, cycling, swimming, and so on. These exercises do not require going to the gym and can be done regardless of your financial situation. When it comes to diet, no matter how busy they are, 75% of wealthy individuals do not eat at fast food restaurants that sell fried food. The reason is simple: although fast food is tasty, it can easily lead to health problems such as obesity. Everyone understands this, but when they see delicious food, they can't resist it. However, wealthy individuals can resist it because they prioritize health over taste. When wealthy individuals decide whether to do something, it is not based on their immediate desires, but on the long-term benefits that can be seen through accumulated experience. Similarly, wealthy individuals approach shopping in a rational manner. They do not frequently spend large sums of money to satisfy their temporary desires, but carefully plan their finances. Rich people read. 85% of rich people read at least 2 books per month, and 88% of them read for at least 30 minutes every day. So, what do they read? 51% of rich people enjoy reading history books because they believe that by reading stories from the past, they can discover solutions to current problems. Among them, 55% read books on personal growth, and 58% read autobiographies of successful individuals to study the experiences of their predecessors. The most popular books are professional learning materials, with 79% of rich people directly reading the most accurate and authoritative information instead of relying on hearsay or second-hand information. Secondly, let's talk about the personality traits of wealthy individuals. The rich have some unique beliefs. They all believe in their own abilities and passions, and they believe in their own decisions. Rich people have both outspoken and introverted personalities. Regardless of their behavior, they often exude confidence. According to a survey conducted by C.Corley, 90% of wealthy individuals do not believe in fate. They believe that they have control over their own lives. 79% of rich people firmly believe that they can escape poverty or rise from the middle class to the wealthy class. It is important to note that this confidence is not a sense of superiority or arrogance, but rather a trust in their own abilities. 90% of rich people believe that hard work is more important than high intelligence. They believe in the saying practice makes perfect. Their confidence stems from their clear understanding that they are diligent individuals. This kind of confidence allows the wealthy to have a more optimistic mindset than ordinary people. They believe that persistence can bring good luck. 54% of the wealthy believe that optimism is an important factor for success. And a staggering 92% of the wealthy believe that as long as they persist in doing what they love, they can create good luck. They always single-mindedly and perseveringly pursue their dreams and goals. From the beginning of working hard for their dreams to achieving them, they spend an average of 12 years. Just imagine, in these 12 years, how many setbacks and opposing voices there are. Without the confidence mentioned earlier, it would be difficult for people to persevere. Rich people are decision makers, regardless of age or gender. They all possess a resolute demeanor. 91% of wealthy individuals make decisions for their own businesses. They make decisions quickly, like generals, and fully accept the consequences of their choices. When it comes to important matters, they do not procrastinate or overthink, but instead take clear and swift action. This characteristic may seem similar to that of a gambler, but the difference between a gambler and the excellent decision makers we are referring to is that rich people are not only bold and daring, but they also carefully consider their decisions beforehand. They possess strong professional abilities and a sense of responsibility towards their businesses. In other words, they are able to make decisive decisions because they think things through and execute with strength, which is what makes a good decision maker. Whether introverted or extroverted, the hearts of the wealthy are always filled with passion, and this passion is genuine and enduring, not a fleeting impulse. 82% of the wealthy insist on doing what they are interested in. The wealthy set and pursue grand goals, with 55% of them spending at least a year dedicated to pursuing a specific goal. While pursuing their goals, the wealthy are very clear about the priorities of everything. They will not compromise themselves by doing things unrelated to their goals. Regardless of who or what it is, as long as it may hinder the realization of their life dreams, they will unhesitatingly say no. Refusing others may seem unsympathetic, but the wealthy understand that if they don't refuse, it will make achieving their goals more difficult. This cannot be called selfishness because their goals are often lofty and require full dedication, so they are extremely frugal with their time and energy. The wealthy choose to tackle the difficult tasks first, eliminating all unnecessary obstacles. Third, let's take a look at the habits of wealthy people in interpersonal relationships. Wealthy individuals are very skilled at communication and also excel at establishing strong and long-lasting interpersonal connections. First of all, rich people speak more cautiously. 94% of wealthy individuals do not gossip. Most gossip is negative and does not benefit interpersonal relationships. Why is spreading gossip undesirable? Because it involves judging others, and this behavior can make people narrow-minded and bitter over time. Think about it. In fact, each of us has been both a victim and a spreader of gossip. I have seen some people who are very curious about why they are so intelligent, talkative, and insightful every day, but have achieved nothing over the years. These people have one thing in common: whether in life or on the internet, they particularly enjoy commenting on others. They misuse their intelligence. Not only that, but gossip often backfires. In a small circle, the person being gossiped about will always know who spread the gossip. Once the person involved knows, a debt that you can never repay will be recorded. Even if it's not gossip, rich people don't just say whatever they want. 94% of wealthy individuals don't fully express their inner thoughts, and they even know how to demand the opposite of themselves and control their emotions. 81% of rich people have developed the habit of controlling negative emotions. People may initially be in awe of them, but when they actually interact with them, people tend to find them easygoing and pleasant. Whether they are angry or sad, they always think twice, analyze their own feelings, and if they have any opinions, they make sure that their communication achieves their goals rather than conveying negative emotions. Secondly, wealthy people are very considerate towards their friends. They remember to call and send birthday wishes. Up to 80% of millionaires take the time to call and send birthday wishes to the people they value, even if they are not very close. Making a birthday phone call can serve as a life support system for interpersonal relationships, and 25% of the recipients will reciprocate. Through this back and forth, interpersonal relationships move beyond the stage of needing a life support system. Similarly, on birthdays, they also call to inquire about important moments in the other person's life, such as the birth of a newborn in their family or a promotion. Wealthy people often call to express congratulations, forming a strong emotional resonance with the other person, which helps to strengthen the relationship between the two. Wealthy people have many loyal friends, but people tend to attribute it to their wealth and overlook the efforts they make. Although wealthy people may do some thoughtful things to maintain interpersonal relationships, this group of multimillionaires believes more in the power of honesty as the best communication strategy. 85% of wealthy people insist on telling the truth and are unwilling to lie, even if it is a well-intentioned lie. Speaking the truth consistently not only allows wealthy individuals to have an honest and trustworthy image, but more importantly, they will respect themselves more because of it. Wealthy people tend to have high self-esteem, and lying is a moral degradation for themselves, not to mention the high cost of covering up a lie. Some people may have gained a little wealth through deception, but most multimillionaires will not expend their energy to maintain lies. Again, in terms of interpersonal relationships, wealthy people pay special attention to establishing effective connections and maintaining these relationships. The wealthy cultivate networks. 86% of wealthy people make friends with individuals who can help them achieve their dreams and goals, and they seek out like-minded people. Once we have dreams, we need to surround ourselves with those who support us. Charles Schwab, former president of Carnegie Steel Company, said that when a person receives praise, their performance improves and they become more motivated compared to when they receive criticism. Of course, the author is not asking you to reject criticism, but rather saying that we need people who can provide clear and constructive suggestions. These people are your true benefactors. They may be successful seniors who know what they are talking about. Our goal is also the direction they have worked hard towards, because they have achieved results, so their understanding is valuable. The weight of advice does not depend on whether the person speaking is older than you, but on whether they have achievements in a certain field that you recognize. If we want to achieve our dreams, we must surround ourselves with supporters who are willing to truly help us, and distance ourselves decisively from those who do not provide constructive advice and only pour cold water on us, just as we would stay away from gossip groups. Part 2. After discussing the habits of millionaires, in the second part, let's take a fresh look at habits. Hume once said that habit is the best guide in life. The author also believes that habit is the mother of luck. A good habit can bring good luck to a person. Don't envy those who claim to have good luck, as it is very likely that they have some good habits that they themselves haven't realized yet. The author believes that luck can be divided into 4 types. There is random good luck, such as winning the lottery, and random bad luck, such as sudden accidents or a house being crushed by a tree. These 2 types of luck are beyond the control of ordinary people, so we won't discuss them. However, there are 2 types of luck that we can change. The third type of luck is called opportunity, and this good luck is a byproduct of good daily habits. Good habits are like apple trees. We loosen the soil, plant the seeds, and diligently nurture them. After a while, the apple tree blossoms and bears fruit, and the apples on its branches are our good luck, or opportunities. The fourth type of luck is misfortune. Just like good habits, bad habits are also seeds. They take root, sprout, grow, and eventually bear unfortunate fruits, such as losing a job, investment failures, divorce, illness, and so on. These 2 types of luck may seem mysterious, but they are actually the result of our daily actions. In order to achieve success, we must attract the right kind of luck. Success has many obstacles, and procrastination is the biggest obstacle. The author believes that procrastination is a typical habit of poverty. Moreover, procrastination will hinder you from developing good habits, so in order to develop good habits, you must first solve procrastination. Even if you are a genius, once you develop the habit of procrastination, you will ultimately end up being forgotten by everyone. One of the main reasons for procrastination is the lack of passion for the work that sustains your livelihood. I want to share a discovery of mine. If you go online, you will find many people jokingly referring to themselves as having chronic procrastination. I used to be like that too, and if you have this habit, I urge you to change it. Let me share my story. In college, I always procrastinated on my assignments, even waiting until the day they were due to start working on them. As a result, I believed I had a procrastination problem and often said so. However, I didn't realize how dangerous this behavior was. Once an idea forms in our minds, we tend to act accordingly. Once habitual thoughts are formed, we develop our own patterns of thinking. We keep repeating our previous thoughts. I became more and more of a procrastinator, and I even took some pride in it, saying, "I am a procrastinator, that's just who I am." Stop. This "I am who I am" mindset is nothing more than a way for me to confirm my own existence. Later on, I realized that this way of thinking didn't benefit me at all. If I wanted to, I could actually be someone who works, writes, and reads at a fast pace. I could always motivate myself to efficiently and effectively complete the most important tasks. If I hadn't labeled myself in my freshman year, who knows, maybe I would have turned this flaw into a strength years earlier, overcome my procrastination habit, and accomplished more. The author provides some tools for curing procrastination in the book. I have summarized them into 3 points. If you can follow them, perhaps you can become someone without procrastination. First, there is a daily to-do list. Successful people use a to-do list to help them complete tasks. The daily to-do list can be divided into two types. One is the ordinary to-do list, such as daily chores, going to the bank, meeting with clients, and so on. The other type is goal-oriented to-do list. These tasks are things that you must do every day, such as reading and running. In other words, these are the habits you want to develop. They are derived from your long-term goals. For example, if you want to learn a language within this year, you can set a task to memorize a short passage every day. If you want to become the sales champion in your team this year, you can set a task to make 10 sales calls. In addition, you should also set 5 things that you must do every day. These 5 things are small tasks that, as long as you persist in doing them every day, can help you achieve a certain goal. Secondly, give yourself a deadline. If we set a deadline for a task and communicate this timeframe to a third party, that person becomes our accountability partner and puts pressure on us to complete the task, thereby increasing its sense of urgency. Moreover, when we are being observed by others, we often perform better. Third, say to yourself, do it now. Instead of constantly labeling yourself as a procrastinator, it's better to change your mantra. The author suggests that all he needs to do is repeatedly say, do it now, in his mind. By constantly brainwashing himself with this phrase, he will immediately start tackling long-accumulated tasks. If you are no longer troubled by procrastination, you can try to change your previous habits. Take a look at which habits are good and which habits are not. The method is simple, just follow along. You need to find a piece of paper, fold it vertically, and on the left side, write down everything you do in a day, just like keeping a record, 1 thing per line. For example, 1. In the morning, lying in bed for 10 minutes, watching videos before getting up. 2. Brushing teeth after getting up, listening to audiobooks at the same time. 3. Having breakfast, eating leftover cake from yesterday, feeling stuffed afterwards. 4. Taking a taxi to work, continuing to listen to audiobooks on the way. Then, evaluate your current habits. Put a plus sign, plus symbol, after good habits and a minus sign, minus symbol, after bad habits. For example, watching videos in bed in the morning is a bad habit, put a minus sign. Listening to audiobooks is a good habit, put a plus sign. Feeling stuffed after breakfast, minus sign. You see, through this chart, it becomes clear what needs to be corrected. No wonder I've gained weight, because I spend the time I used to wake up and exercise watching videos, and I even manage to squeeze in a piece of cake. No wonder my expenses have been so high recently, because I've spent a lot of money on taxis. This chart is your habit awareness chart. Changing habits must start with being aware of them, and the purpose of this step is to make us realize the existence of bad habits. We need to know which habits are holding us back in order to improve our lives in a targeted way. However, most people completely ignore this step and jump straight to the step of adding new habits. Many people write down their New Year's resolutions every year, only to write down the same ones the following year, because they have no concept of their existing habits and therefore cannot cultivate new ones. Only by understanding our existing habits and being aware of the impact they have, can we cultivate new habits. Next, you can write down the new habits you want to cultivate on the right side of this paper. For example, next to getting up after lying in bed and watching videos for 10 minutes, you can write, when I woke up this morning, I immediately got up and did gentle exercises, and I felt completely awake. Write down balanced and nutritious breakfast, drank warm milk, and felt comfortable after finishing next to breakfast. The next day, whenever you are about to repeat the bad habits from the previous day, take a look at the new habits on the right side of the table and immediately follow them. The changes accumulated little by little every day may seem insignificant, but at some point, they will evolve into a successful avalanche. Unconsciously, we will gain a healthier body and better work as a reward. Conclusion. The essence of this book's content has been explained to you up to this point. To summarize. In the first part, I have analyzed in detail the habits of the wealthy as discussed in this book from 3 aspects: daily life, personality traits, and interpersonal relationships. Overall, the wealthy are more cautious in their words and actions, they are more confident and passionate, they place more emphasis on cultivating good interpersonal relationships and have stronger emotional control abilities. In the second part, we have redefined the relationship between habits and luck. We have learned the cure for the biggest enemy of good habits, procrastination, and through the tool of the habit awareness chart, we can carefully examine our daily habits in order to break bad habits and cultivate good ones. Finally, I would like to share with you a checklist, which is a summary of the key points of the entire book and a generalization of the habits of 177 millionaires. Let's call this checklist the commitment of rich habits, because each sentence in this checklist starts with I, making it very suitable for you to keep and read, and you can also forward it to people you think of. Not for anything else, but for the positive spiritual power in these 10 commitments, which is worth repeatedly savoring and experiencing. I believe you will feel that the word wealthy is not only used to describe material wealth, but also represents abundance and happiness in the spiritual world. The wealthy habits given by the author are actually practical methods for us to achieve material wealth, spiritual wealth, and rich interpersonal relationships. Here are 10 rich habits, commitments. 1. I want to cultivate good daily habits and do them consistently every day. 2. I will set daily, monthly, and yearly goals as well as long-term goals, and then wholeheartedly pursue my own goals. 3. I strive to enhance my self-worth every day. 4. I have to pay attention to my physical health every day. 5. I have to establish and maintain sustainable interpersonal relationships every day. 6. I live a disciplined life every day. 7. I will tell myself, do it now, and complete the tasks of the day on time. 8. I will live with a mindset of getting rich. 9. After receiving my salary each time, I will set aside 10% for savings. 10. I control my thoughts and emotions every day. The above is the essence of this book's content. Congratulations on finishing another book. Thank you for your support. Please subscribe to our Wisdom Planet audiobook channel. Like and share it with family and friends. Wisdom worth spreading and opening up a better future. Thank you, and see you again.